Hey everyone, I am busting a third style myth today. This one's a doozy, so that is why I'm doing a video. And the third one is busting the myth that I have to have a defined style. This could also be worded as in everybody else has style but I don't seem to have it. You know, there's various variations that I see women expressing about what they think about their own style, whether they have one or they don't, whether one's possible for them or not, or the idea that they have to define their style, and there's so much resistance to all of that. So I am going to probably be bouncing all over the place because I have so many thoughts about this. And for me, I'm going to kind of lead on absolutely, I'm going to bust this myth. However, there's going to be some buts along the way. Not like physical buts, but like, you know, the B-U-T butt. So the first thing I want to do to start this off is actually give you my definition of style. So my definition of style, it's just an outward expression of who you are, your personality, and where you are in your life right now. And so the idea that we have to have a defined style, that inner rebel of me, that nonconformist in me is like, hell no, of course I do not have to have a defined style because I am always changing. Not only, like, there's definitely some things about me and about my personality that is not going to change, but who I am and how I want to express myself in any given phase or season of my life is going to look different. Who I was in the life that I lived in my 20s when I was a young mom, I was working in corporate, I was still getting my education. I was poor and I could only afford secondhand clothes or really cheap clothes. It was more about practicality, just dressing myself. And then as I became more of a professional and higher up in my previous career, then my wardrobe started to shift again. I could afford more quality clothes. I was the head of an education team for all of my clients. And so I had to, I didn't have to, but I felt like I needed to dress a certain way so that the families I was working with and the parents that I was working with would take me seriously and listen to my suggestions, listen to my programming. You know, I needed to come from a place of authority, and I wanted to feel that my body and how I want to express that looked a certain way. There was nobody telling me how I should and shouldn't do it. I solely let how I wanted to express that authority and how I wanted to express my confidence at that time. But how I dressed then and even how I dress now is different because first off, like, my life is different. Even last year, how I dressed compared to this year is different. And so like last year, I was still kind of building a good foundation in my wardrobe. So that means I had a lot more neutrals. I was still really digging down and exploring about how I felt and how I wanted to express myself. And I was still kind of getting rid of some old pieces that I was holding on to that really just wasn't my style. And I'll get into like what that actually means. You know, what is my style versus not my style. And so last year I was still kind of getting rid of that, shedding that old version of myself and coming into my own as a business owner and as a style coach. And so how I dressed and what I was buying then is actually even different from this year. And last year I worked way more with in-person clients than I have this year because of COVID. So I was definitely more wearing blouses and my blazers that I loved and made me feel a certain way. And this year I'm working more from home and I'm working virtually, and I love my blazers and I love how they make me feel. But wearing them every day sitting at my desk just didn't give me the feeling I wanted. I want something with more stretch, more casual, more comfy and cozy. But this year, the biggest difference is I wanted to express a bolder side of me. So I started to add some bold colors into my wardrobe because that's an aspect of how I want to feel and how I want to express myself. So what I'm trying to say is that it is always changing. So no, you don't have to have a defined style. It can always be changing. Here comes the but. But when we aren't clear on how we want to feel and how we want to express ourselves, and clear on what does our life actually look like right now and how is our wardrobe going to support that, if we don't know these things, then that leads to buying the wrong things, or being swayed by the sales, or being swayed by what other people are wearing and us wanting to copy and mimic them. And then we end up with this closet full of clothes that we're not wearing, that still have their tags on, that we put on, then we take off. And it just leads to this only wearing of 20% of our wardrobe. That is the average in North America, that women only are wearing 20% of their wardrobe. My goal is that you wear 90%, not 100. And the reason why is because I believe that it's okay to have a small percentage of your wardrobe just be dedicated to like special occasion pieces, those one-offs that it's always nice to have on hand when you have a date night or there is an event going on or it's Christmas time. So I believe that there should be a small or could be a small percentage of the wardrobe that, you know, you aren't wearing on a regular basis. But the other 90%, I want you to wear it on a regular basis. I don't want you to waste your money on clothes that you're not going to wear or that don't make you feel good. I want your wardrobe to be functional. I want it to be purposeful, but I want it to be fun, and I want it to be a way for you to express yourself, and I want it to be easy. So the better you can understand yourself, the more you look inward, the more you tune into how you feel in your body, the more easier it's going to be to understand what your style is. And when I say style, like what makes you feel good when you put it on. So I'll give an example. When I started to audit my own closet and I give my close and exit interview, so I actually have a form with some common things as to why we're not wearing our clothes in our closet, and I ask myself, like, when I look at something and I'm like, why am I not wearing this? I kind of do a little checklist. And so what it's doing is it's teaching me some common reasons, like where I'm going wrong, you know, in buying clothes that I'm not wearing. Because that's how we learn, right? We learn from our mistakes. I'm human. I even still buy clothes that I make mistakes on. I'm doing it way less now, which is amazing because I'm saving time, I'm saving money, and I'm enjoying my closet more because I'm buying more things that I love. Kind of feel like I'm getting off track. Okay. So I give my close and exit interview, and one of the commonalities that I found two commonalities about why I wasn't wearing certain things in my clothes. One of them was I had bought ruffles. I don't like ruffles. When I put them on, it doesn't feel like me. Ruffles to me were more feminine, more soft, more romantic, and that is not actually my personal style. My personal style, how I would define it, is dramatic. I like drama. I was actually saying this just today through the DMs with somebody. We were talking about scarves and she's like, I've realized that I don't like blanket scarves. I like more of like the soft, minimal scarves. And I'm like, I hate those scarves. I like my blanket scarf because it's more dramatic, it's more big, and it's in your face. I like dramatic things. I like high contrast colors. I like bold colors. So the more I can understand about what I like and what I don't like, the easier it is to get clear on what my style is, because it helps me make choices. It doesn't mean it's an all or nothing. There could be a possibility that someday there is a piece and there's a ruffle on it and I love it, right? Like, I'm open to that. But generally, if there's a ruffle on it, my eye skims over it. I won't even contemplate it. I won't try it on. The other thing I discovered is florals. Florals are really not my thing. If I was to ever do a floral, it's generally more in a dress, but even then I don't reach for my florals as much. I've learned that I like geometric shapes. I like harsh lines. I like plaid. I like stripes. I like geometric pattern way more than I like the more feminine florals or feminine round shapes. So it's understanding what we like and what we don't like, but being open, like, it can change. Like, what we like and what we don't like changes. But I do believe that there's something in our core and our personality that generally guides what we like and what we don't like. Because part of my job is to help my clients understand that, not to define them or put them in a box when it comes to their style, but looking at some commonalities of what they like and what they don't like. And what I've noticed is that there's a strong correlation to their personality. So I actually teach that there's 6 different style personalities. And it doesn't mean like once you kind of figure out you're one of those style personalities, it's not going to put you in a box. It's just better understanding that generally you're going to like more neutrals than bold floral prints. Like, generally if you like neutrals, you don't like the other. I'm not saying that's the case. You can like both, especially my creative style personalities. My creative style personalities, those are the ones that they love everything. They're like multiple personalities in their wardrobe, and that is a style personality in itself. Because some people are like, I feel like I have multiple personalities in my wardrobe and there's so many different aspects of pieces and outfits that I like to create, so I don't have a defined style. But actually That is a defined style. You're a creative style personality, and that's a commonality that I see in my creatives. My dramatic style personality girls, I've worked with, I am one of those as well. I've worked with a few clients that are dramatics, and I definitely see some commonalities in how they want to express themselves. But within that, it's still individual, because I'm a dramatic style personality, but I still like and wear different things than my clients who are dramatic style personalities. It is still, there's a personal preference and in a different way of expressing it. So I do believe that our personality greatly affects in how we want to express ourselves in our clothes, but so does our life. In our lives, again, our lifestyles shape us and how, what's functional for us. And so that is what I think about that style myth. I think I busted it, but I hope you got something from this. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about my wardrobe. It's how I show my creativity. It's how I show my expression. This past week and a half to 2 weeks, we've been doing renos on a second property that was a rental property, and we're getting it ready to sell. And I've been like wearing my hair up in a messy bun, wearing my pink clothes. And after a week and a half of like putting on that same formula, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so bored and I feel gross and I just couldn't wait to like shower and do my hair and do my makeup and wear a fun outfit. And it really affected how I felt. It doesn't mean that's the case for everybody. For some, they don't give two craps about what they wear. They're like, just Amanda, just tell me what to wear and that it looks good and it's functional for my life. That is okay too. You don't have to view wardrobes the same way that I do, but I do truly believe that the more you can connect with yourself and internally and what you like, the better you can connect with your wardrobe, and the better you're going to create a wardrobe that makes sense for you, which will help save you time, money, and frustration in the long run. And so how I want to end this by saying is, look internally. And where I find the disconnect for a lot of women when it comes to expressing their own style is, where do they look for their confidence? Where do they look for permission? If you look outwardly, if you look to what others are wearing and you're trying to dress to fit in, and you're trying to dress to, wear what your peers are wearing, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because I understand it. We're social beings. We want to fit in. We want to be liked. And for some people, that's more important to them than others. That is not important to me, to a degree. But if you look outwardly for validation and you look outwardly for others to guide you in what you should or shouldn't do, yeah, it's going to be a harder struggle for you because you're looking outward, where I believe we need to look inward for these answers. Tap into your body, and when you put on something, like, how does it feel? Not how does it look on your actual physical body. It's like, when you wear this color, how does it make you feel? Like when I wear red, I can't even describe it. I feel bold, I feel sexy, I feel powerful, I feel kick-ass, I feel all of edgy, sassy, I feel all of the things that actually all of these words describe my personality. And so when I wear it, it makes me feel something in my body. So the more that you can tap into how it makes you feel when you are out shopping or you're auditing your closet and you're trying on things in your clothes to decide whether it should or shouldn't stay, connect with how you feel, because that will always guide you, and how you feel in your body will never steer you wrong. So when my clients put on an outfit or they buy something new and they send me a message and they're like, Amanda, what do you think? I never answer them right away. I always put back on them, how do you feel in it? Because that trumps everything. It trumps what I think, it trumps what others think. How you feel trumps everything, and how it actually looks on your body. Maybe it's not made for your body shape, and maybe in the mirror and pictures it doesn't look great, but when you wear it you feel amazing. That is all that matters. So I guess that's how I want to end it, is how you feel in your clothes is what matters the most. And the more you can tap into that and let that guide you, the more you're going to feel at ease when it comes to expressing your own style. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you made it to the end. If you have any questions or thoughts about this, let me know.